My name is Emily. I am 34 years old. I am married. My husband's name is Daniel. He is 36 years old. We live in a quiet little house on the edge of the city. There is a small garden outside where flowers grow in spring. We have one son and one daughter. They are the center of our world. We have been married for 9 years now. To the outside world, everything looks fine. But inside our home, life feels silent and cold. We live under the same roof, yet our hearts no longer live together. Our marriage is not a happy one anymore. We barely talk to each other. If we do speak, the conversation is always about bills, work, or the children's school. We do not laugh together. We do not hold hands. We lie in the same bed, but the space between us feels wider than ever. My heart feels empty every night. When I look at my husband now, I see a man who feels like a stranger. I no longer feel his warmth. The love we once shared slowly disappeared without any warning. Sometimes I remember the early days of our marriage. Back then, we smiled easily. Now those memories feel like a story from another life. I long for love again. I want someone to see the real woman inside me. But my life at home feels frozen. I move through each day like a shadow. I want to feel alive again. I want someone to look at me and make me feel that I still matter. One quiet evening, I walked into a small cafe near our house. I sat alone at a corner table, holding a warm cup of coffee. That is when I saw him. His name was Ryan. He was sitting by the window, reading a book. There was something gentle about his face. We exchanged a small smile. Then we started talking. I don't even remember who spoke first. It just happened naturally, like two people who already knew each other. Ryan listened to me with full attention. This felt strange and beautiful at the same time. At home, no one truly listened to me anymore. When Ryan looked into my eyes, I felt seen for the first time in years. We talked until the cafe was about to close. Before we left, he asked for my number. My heart beat fast as I gave it to him without thinking too much. The very next day, Ryan called me. We met again. Then again after that. Slowly, our meetings became regular. And before I realized it, our connection turned into a secret. I knew deep inside that what I was doing was wrong. But every time he called, my heart ran toward him. I could not stop myself. Ryan gave me the attention and kindness I had been missing for so long. With him, I felt important again. He became everything I had been wishing for in silence. Soon we grew very close. We shared kisses, long talks, and hidden dreams. With him, I felt young again. I stopped thinking about my broken married life. My mind was always with Ryan now. I began to live two completely different lives. One life was dull and lifeless inside my home. The other life was full of warmth and color with him. But we both knew we had to be careful. We only met when my husband was not around. Sometimes Daniel traveled for work. Those days became our stolen moments. Sometimes I went to Ryan's place. Sometimes he came to mine. We only sent messages late at night. We used secret words that no one else could understand. One day, my husband left for another city for business. I was alone at home. Our children were staying at their grandmother's house that night. The house felt even more silent without them. Loneliness pressed on my heart. I thought about Ryan and asked him to come over. Not long after, he stood outside my door. Seeing him made me forget everything else. We spent the whole night together. Time moved too fast. I wished the sun would never rise. Suddenly, there was a loud knock on the front door. My blood ran cold. I looked at Ryan in pure fear. It was Daniel. He had returned earlier than expected. His sudden arrival felt like a storm. My hands began to shake as panic filled my chest. I pushed Ryan toward the bedroom. "Hide right now," I whispered in terror. Ryan rushed inside and closed the door quietly. I quickly fixed my clothes and forced myself to look calm before going to the front door. When I opened it, my husband stood there with a cold expression. His eyes searched my face before he stepped inside. He walked straight into the living room without a word. Something in his behavior told me that he felt something was wrong. He turned toward me and asked, "Why are you awake so late?" I lied without thinking. I told him I had been watching a movie. I needed to keep him away from the bedroom at all costs. I started talking non-stop about his work, his trip, anything that came to my mind. He did not trust me completely. His eyes moved toward the bedroom door. My heart began to race. He slowly started checking different rooms. He opened the closet. I stayed close, talking fast to distract him. Finally, he stopped searching and walked into the kitchen to drink water. That was Ryan's only chance. I quietly looked toward the bedroom. The door opened slightly. Ryan slipped out silently and disappeared into the night. The danger was over, but the fear remained inside me. The next morning, my body felt weak with worry. Did my husband truly believe my lies? Was Ryan safe? I waited the whole day for a single message. In the afternoon, my phone finally rang. It was Ryan. His voice was shaken. "Emily, last night was terrifying. Your husband almost caught us. This secret is becoming too heavy. I am scared. I can't live like this anymore. I'm sorry, but I have to walk away." My hands went numb. The phone slipped from my fingers and fell to the floor. Tears filled my eyes as I slowly sat down. I cried for hours. Before Ryan, I was lonely. After Ryan, I became even more alone. I felt completely lost. That night, I lay in bed without sleep. My mind kept replaying everything. His touch. His voice. His absence. I also remembered my husband's suspicious eyes moving through the house that night. The fear I felt was unforgettable. Ryan was right to leave. If we were caught, many lives would have been destroyed. I thought about Daniel sleeping in the next room. We shared a house, but emotionally we were strangers. There was no bond left between us. The marriage had broken long before Ryan ever entered my life. I realized that I did not want to live in fear anymore. I was tired of hiding. I needed to face the truth. This marriage had been dead long before the affair. It was broken by silence, distance, and emotional emptiness. Not by Ryan. I walked into the living room. On the table, I saw the divorce papers my husband had given me weeks earlier. I had not signed them because I was afraid of standing alone. But now, I was no longer afraid of the future. I was only afraid of staying trapped in the pain of the past. With a steady hand, I picked up the pen. I signed the papers. It was finished. The secret life ended. The burden on my chest felt lighter at last. A hidden love may feel like a bright light when everything around you is dark. But that light is an illusion. It shines beautifully for a short time, but the cost is too high. The fear, the lies, the guilt, all of it slowly destroys your soul. I did not need a secret life anymore. I needed a real one. And that night, I took the first step toward my true beginning.